Hello, folks. Good evening. How you doing today?
Hi, Mister.
In this lesson, folks, we're gonna cover the last ethical principles for being the last virtual session, okay? Because next one is the final written exam. And this is related to the ethic and privacy, ethic and consumption, and public exemplarity, okay? So the learning objective that we got for these sessions are identifies key concepts related to professional ethics, including what I mentioned before, privacy, consumption, and public behavior. And the second one is analyzes ethical situations by recognizing problems, evaluating consequences, and proposing possible solutions. And the last one demonstrates critical thinking by expressing and justifying personal opinions about ethical dilemmas in real life context. Okay. As you know, folks, as usually, I like to start with some questions. As you can appreciate on the screen, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to analyze those questions that we got there, and then we're gonna start discussing. Okay. Try to analyze the questions that you can see on the screen, please. Okay, folks, so we're gonna start with the first question. Have you ever shared someone's information without asking, and why? What do you think, folks?
I can share an example.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, for example, when a woman say, "You know who is this man?" and so you know who is, so you share the information because it's a beautiful man or girl.
Okay, good.
It's
Someone
example.
else? Yeah, that's pretty fine. Do we have another opinion for the same question? Let's see. For example, in your neighborhood, folks. So when someone knocks your door, at your doors, and start asking by someone, and you know that person, could you provide the personal information to that person? Would you do it? Adriana Llanes, Adriana Castro, Abigail Llanes, sorry. What do you think about it? Okay, let's see the second question. Do you think privacy still exists in the digital world?
No,
Why not, Axel? Gabriel Avalos, what do you think? Do you agree with him?
Well, I'm gonna have to say, mm, it does exist to some extent. I would say it's limited because it's harder to control nowadays. If you think about it, most digital platforms collect data.
Yeah.
So maintaining privacy is pretty hard. Um, Usually whenever you enter a website, people will just, you get this pop-up that says accept cookies, and people would
Mm-hmm.
just click on it and accept. So I don't know, it's harder to maintain privacy, but you still have some of it. For example, no, a person cannot easily steal your profile on Facebook, but then you have all these websites collecting information. Also, Facebook is collecting information from you, so it does
Yeah.
exist, but to some extent.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good.
Teacher, um,
Yes.
oh,
Javiera, right?
um, yeah, Javiera here. Well, I think privacy still exists, but nowadays it's harder now. I mean, it's harder because we share so much online without thinking. We're always sharing what we are eating, or if we are in a restaurant, our location, our friends. So, like my classmate says, we sharing a lot. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people knows our life, our yeah, we share a lot without thinking. Honestly, in my case, I I only share what I want others to know. So
Yeah.
in that way, I try to protect my privacy because I don't want others know about um my son's schools, what I'm doing on my weekends, or if I'm going to my family on vacations. I'm just trying to 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 take the responsibility
Of
and
sharing.
do not share my location and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of things. So I believe that it is hard now than before, but it still exists privacy.
Yeah. And
And
then we
in the
wonder, and then we wonder ourselves what they do now. They everything about us.
exactly. So I would say also privacy, it depends of us.
Hmm. Okay. Good. Thank you. Isamar, go ahead.
Hi. Yes, I wanted to mention that there's also something called digital footprint, and it's basically what my classmates were talking about, which is like that collection of your post or like your search history on the internet, and that will um most likely never be deleted. So we are all exposed on the internet.
Yeah, yeah, good. Let's see the third question. What kind of personal information should always be protected, folks? Owen, Nazaret, Samira, Cheryl. Owen, go ahead.
Okay, it seems to me that information we always protect could be like from where we live, where we are working, who we are. I mean, what relative we have in social media, because of some people like they use that in order to hurt us in different ways to investigate about we what we do.
Yeah. Owen, could I have your last name, please?
Castro.
Castro. Okay, thank you. Yes, go ahead, Isamar.
When being exposed in social media, for example, those people who have like a lot of followers and they are posting about their daily life, I think
Mm-hmm.
it's very important to protect it, kids information. As I think one of my classmates was mentioning, like the school they study at, or where they live, or like even for example their friends. If you go to a birthday party where there are only kids, you gotta be careful where you post that picture, because you know those are vulnerable
Yeah.
um, for people, and you can also like okay, I will post this, and maybe another parent will not agree with that.
Okay, thank you, Isamar. Thank you. Let's see the question number four, folks. Have you ever bought something you knew was not ethically produced? What do you think? Nazaret, Cheryl, Willie, Karen Amador, Lubianca? Yeah, go ahead, Willie.
Yes. Well, I would say that most of us have done it, but maybe unconsciously. Because, for example, I remember that I used to know someone who used to work for a bakery, and I knew that their shifts were totally work exploitation. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, what I wanted was the product. Or maybe when
Yeah,
we are at the traffic stop and we see, for example, children walking around, maybe selling jocotes or any types of products, because I believe that those kids are working super hard under the sun. But at
yeah.
the end of the day, what I want is the product. So I think we all have done it, and yeah, it's really sad to see it,
Without
but
noticing,
it
right?
happens. Yeah.
Okay, okay, good. Let's see question number five. What influences your buying decisions the most? Price, quality, or values? Abigail Janes, what do you think? Francisco Gonzalez.
Hello, this is Jennifer Corazon.
Okay, go ahead, Jennifer, please.
And for me, the balance is the most people prioritize price, obviously, and maybe quality. And so both are taken account when we buy something, but also try to consider values. In my case, maybe I consider in sometimes and consider values when I can.
Okay, thank you. Let's see the question number six. Do company have moral responsibilities or only economic ones?
Me,
Yes, go ahead.
I think yes, they should not only make profit but also act ethically toward worker, customer, and the environment.
Okay. Do we have another opinion about the same question? Marlene Correa, Nazaret, Samira, Cheryl. Okay, let's move on to question number seven. Can a professional be excellent at their job but unethical in behavior?
Sorry, this is
Yes.
Jennifer again. Well, I,
Don't
I,
worry.
I think
Great.
that yes, because okay, it is possible because someone can be skilled but still make bad or unethical decision and thinking that is their lives and it's a part of their jobs. So I think that it happens.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to question number eight. Should public figures be judged by their personal life? Why? Paul Gutierrez, what do you think? Chicos, veo a la mayoría conectados. Voy a llamar uno por uno. Dígame presente si está para tomar la asistencia. Adriana Castro,
Presente.
Paul Gutiérrez,
Me lo
no está Paul,
logró.
ok. Karen Amador,
Aquí, profe.
Nazaret Garay,
Presente.
Teacher Paul is
Adri
here.
ok. Abigail Llanes,
Here.
Axel,
Here, teacher.
Ad- Francisco González, Gabriel,
Present.
Present.
Isamara Costa,
Here.
Javiera Telles,
Here,
Jen-
teacher.
Jennifer Cuaresma,
Here, teacher.
Jennifer Espinosa,
Present, teacher. Present.
Lubianca Dávila,
Here.
Owen, Samira Granados,
Presente.
Cheryl Carrillo,
Present.
Willy Gámez,
Present.
Nazaret Garay. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see the last question, folks. Do you think your future profession will require ethical responsibility? Francisco, what do you think about this question?
Thank you for the questions. Yes, I believe my future profession requires ethical responsibility. Uh, well, personally speaking, I'm studying English. Um, so basically, in order to be a teacher in the future, acquiring those values and those skills in order to become an English teacher in the future. And as an English teacher, or
Yeah,
not only English teacher, as a teacher in general, you
yeah,
should be ethical, you should be objective, and also like assess students equally. Um, so I do believe ethics definitely plays a paramount role when it comes to
yeah,
teaching. And in my like from my perspective at least, I believe objectivity is super important.
yeah, yeah, definitely, right? Okay, as I said before, folks, and in this session, we're gonna continue doing the same thing. I mean, how professional. Yes, Marlene Correa, go ahead. So you would
Yes.
like to add something about the questions?
No, it's teacher. I just want to say that you forgot to say my name, or at least,
Okay, and you're present. Okay,
but I'm
thank you.
present. But I'm present.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't worry. Thank you. So as I said before, folks, as we're gonna do the same thing as we've been doing in the previous one, exploring, right? Exploring how professional ethics influences the decisions that we make every single day, right? But in this case, in this session, folks, we will focus on the three ethical principles that I mentioned at the beginning, which are privacy, consumption, and public behavior. Okay. So as you can see on the screen, folks, I made up my mind to put there the definition of professional ethics, that this is related to the principles and values that guide us as a person, okay, and how a person behaves in our life, in our job, etc. And the three ethical principles that I mentioned before, like ethics and privacy. As you know, folks, this is they are rules, right? As some of you mentioned indirectly, that ethics and privacy are rules for handling other people's information respectfully, right? Without abusing. For example, a cashier doesn't share your your card number, right, with coworker. That is a privacy that only the person who is attending you knows your card number. And as you can see here, Marcelo, yes, the same thing, attendance. Okay, as you can appreciate, folks, on the screen, we got some of the core characteristics for each ethical principles, like personal data protection, the confidentiality, something important in this ethical principle, the consent, and the responsible use of information. Another ethical principles, folks, that we got here is the ethics consumption. This is, folks, when we think about the impact before buying, right? So this is more, this is like, let's see, like a moral examination of acquiring and using the goods, services, right? Considering the social and environmental consequences. And some of the core characteristics that we got for this ethical principle, the responsible choices, the environmental impact, and the fair labor conditions, right? Something that we need to think first before doing that. And the last one, folks, is the public exemplarity. As you know here, it's the professional duty to visibly embody standards of integrity, right, as a value that reinforces the public trust. And some of the core characteristics that we got for this one, folks, is the role model behavior. For example, when a teacher arrives on time and apologizes when running late, right? The integrity is some one of the most important value that we need to take into account. The social responsibility and the consistency between the public and the private life. Okay, so this is more information about this one, folks. You can see on the platform session 11. You will find a lot of documentation about these ethical principles. And as a conclusion, folks, I would like to finish with these two questions that I would like to listen to most of you reflecting on those questions. And we got the first one. How can your daily decisions reflect to your ethical values in in your future professions? And the second one, in what ways can your actions both online and offline impact other people? So you can support with the idea that we got in the mind map below, and we're gonna divide the questions, right? The first question's gonna be for men, and the second question is gonna be for women. Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute, 1 minute, to think about your reflection on this question, and then I would like to listen up to you, okay? But before giving your own opinion, please say your name, okay? So as I said before, and as I said in the previous session, in the first session of this course, that I take note about your names when you participate. And this is the last one. I'm gonna do the same thing as usual, okay? So you will have only 1 minute, folks, to reflect on these questions. Don't forget the first question is for men and the second one is for women, okay? Okay, we're gonna start, folks. Just raise your hand to take your name, and then start giving your personal opinion. We're gonna start with Angeline. Angeline, could I have your surname, please?
Excuse me, teacher.
Could I have your last name? Angeline what?
Yes, Mr. Tell me.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay, Francisco, go ahead.
Yeah. So regarding the first question, right? I believe uh, they can affect in my professional future because of the habit. If I'm always taking ethical decisions, well, making ethical decisions in my daily life, then there are going to be more probabilities, more odds of taking, again, making right decisions and ethical decisions in my professional future. And that is also how people would perceive the professional I am. And if I'm always making ethical decisions, they then they would perceive myself as someone who could be a good asset for a certain role, for example.
Mhm. Francisco Gonzalez, right?
Yes, Francisco Gonzalez.
Okay, thank you. Maria Cuadra, go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, teacher.
Afternoon,
Uh,
evening.
so basically, yes, I said that your actions online and offline can influence others. Let's say feelings, also opinions and behavior as well. Positive actions can basically inspire and build trust, while negative actions can spread harm or
Mhm.
lead to misinformation as well.
Okay, thank you. Willie Gamez.
Sure. So about the first question, there is something I would like to add, which is important.
Hmm.
It is reputation, right?
Yes.
Because reputation speaks volumes about your identity, whether at university or at work. If people see that you're someone who is always being respectful, who if they see that you're someone that they can trust, that speaks a lot about you
Hmm.
and the actions that you're taking every single day. So I believe that something to keep in mind always is to ensure that you have reputation by making sure that you're kind with people, being responsible also for your mistakes, because eventually that would lead to even better opportunities. Maybe if someone likes your identity, they could even help you in the future.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Willie. Jennifer Espinosa, go ahead.
Yeah. So, teacher, about the second question for women, offline in real life, we said that our words and tone of what we say can affect a person because if we say a kind comment, we can lift someone's whole day. However, if we say maybe a harsh one, that can stick with them for a long time. So we need to be really careful about what we say and the tone that we say it. Also, our body language and behavior. It's really important to take care of this because it really says a lot of things. So maybe we cannot
Hmm.
even speak, but our body language and our behavior can be interpreted in many ways. And in online, we've got the what we post or share. We can spread positive information as well as we can say misinformation. So we've got two sides, like the positive positive comments and misinformation that can be shared. And of course, our comments and messages, it can be something positive or something negative depending on how we use it. So it's really important that everything that we do, either online or offline, we need to be aware that it creates some kind of impact.
Yeah.
So we need to fully know that we don't know what someone else is going through. So our actions can either make things lighter or heavier for people. So we need to be really careful.
Okay. Thank you. Adriana Castro, go ahead.
Yes, I would like to say that the way that we impact offline is by social posts and videos or some photos. That's why we need to be carefully about what we share or our opinions because nowadays we tend to compare a lot, but offline, the way that we speak, our body language or intonation may affect in the way that we connect with others. That's why we need to always show respect and empathy.
Okay. Thank you, Adriana. Lubianka Davila, go ahead.
Yeah, teacher. Well, regarding to the second question, I believe that my actions will always affect others in many ways. For example, online, what I post or say uh, directly influence people's feeling, opinions, and behavior. Sometimes we don't know who is watching what I post, you know. And then we have, on the other hand, offline, my actions in this way also affects directly others people feeling because for example, when I'm being kind, when I'm being respectful, I will create a positive environment. I will avoid those negative feelings, those negative actions that could probably harm others. That's why I believe so it's important to have a balance. I mean, it's important to take the responsibility in both situations.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, that has been all for this session. Don't forget that on April the 12th, we will have the final written exam. Okay. So please study the things that we have been discussing after the first midterm exam. Because I'm gonna take some of the things of the documents that I have shared with you, all of them, okay, and be ready, okay. Please don't forget to submit your final task on time, okay. See you, folks.
See you, teacher.
Take care and
Bye,
See
teacher.
you,
thank you,
teacher.
See
and
you,
really
teacher.
thank you for
Thank
being
you.
connected.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.